I'm Dana K. White of aslobcomesclean.com and author of Decluttering at the Speed of Life. So I am just going to explain to you my 2 decluttering questions. I only have 2. And if you can answer the first one, you don't even have to ask the second one. I needed a very short, succinct way to work through my clutter. I cannot ask myself a list of 10 questions. I also cannot ask myself feelings or emotion-based questions. Because anything that is open-ended about, could I use this? Do I want this? How do I feel about it? All of those things are open-ended, and that's where my brain just gets to spin out. And so I came up with 2 instinct, fact-based questions that I can answer quickly. The reason I needed short, instinct-based questions is that I had so much stuff to work through in my house. If you have one item that you really need to analyze, go for the 10 questions, go for the emotion-based questions. But if you are like I was and you have rooms full of stuff, these instinct-based questions are the ones that are going to help you work through that stuff quickly and make real progress immediately. Okay, so question number 1, and I've shared these before in many different videos where I've gone through clutter, but I'm sharing them here so that you have it as the instructions for instinct. This is how you go through these questions. So question number 1 is, if I needed this item, where would I look for it first? Okay, the key word here is would, not should. We are not saying, where should this go? That is organizing. That is a question that leaves you open to analysis. Analysis is kind of one of my favorite things, and yet it was getting me nowhere in my decluttering process, okay? I instead needed to come up with a way to immediately have an answer to a question. So this question is, where would I look for it first? Meaning, if I needed this item, like let's say right here, are my fingernail clippers. Actually, these are toenail clippers in my squeak drawer. But if I needed fingernail clippers, where would I look for them first? Okay, not where should fingernail clippers go? Because that's when I can go, well, where did my grandma keep hers? What guru on the internet says where fingernail clippers should go? Call up my friend, hey, where do you keep your fingernail clippers? Whatever, those are all based on me not trusting myself, okay? And that lack of trust was, based in reality because my house had always been disorganized. But instead, I started making real progress when I said, where would I look for these first? Well, I would look for them right here in this drawer as soon as you enter my kitchen. Okay, this is not where I keep any kind of like food serving, whatever. This is our kitchen junk drawer. But this is the place where I would look for those first. So I decided I'm going to trust my instinct. That is a question that I can answer immediately. Where would I look for these first? There's nothing to analyze. If my brain starts to spin, if I start to go, then I'm not doing it correctly. It is literally, if I said, I've got a hangnail, where are the fingernail clippers? The first place where I would walk is where those things need to go. That's here. So this helps to solve that issue that a lot of overwhelmed people feel of, but I don't have a place for everything. I'm not sure where things should go. This is how you know where the home for something needs to be in your unique home, is where you would look for it first, okay? For me, when I ask the question to myself, where would I look for this first? That is its home. And then the second part of this question, which is not actually a question, but it's the most important part, and that is take it there right now. Immediately. It is so tempting to make, okay, well, if these are going to go to the kitchen junk drawer, then I'm going to set them right here in a pile. Okay. And then what else in this space is going to go to the kitchen? And I'll just put it there now because I'll put it there for right now because that's so much more efficient, right? Than taking it there right now. Except that if I take it there right now, then I can stop at any point and I have less in this space than I did when I started. I can step away and I haven't made a bigger mess. This right here, starting piles, let's say, okay, this is here. Okay, I'm gonna put, stuff that need to go I don't know, by the back door here. Oh goodness, here's this, which I actually do keep here. But anyway, here's, office stuff. Okay, so I've got 3 piles started. Well, the reality is that if I step away and I have these different piles because I, got distracted from this project, when I come back, well, now I'm like, oh, I have to rethink through this because generally it has morphed into one big pile. Okay, and now I have to go through, okay, where am I gonna put this? All right, where would I look for this first? Where would I look for this first? And then I'm redoing the work. Well, that's the actual opposite of efficiency, right? Is to redo something that you've already done. Instead, if I will take it there now, it feels less efficient, but no matter what happens, that thing is in its final resting place. It is in its final home and there is nothing left to do, okay? No, I'm not finished with the space. But my truth, my reality is that I'm always going to get distracted. That's just part of my personality. That's part of how I roll. Okay. So if I know I'm going to get distracted, it is better for me to go ahead and take things immediately so that I'm never any worse off. This is how I declutter at the speed of life. Because if I know that I'm never going to have piles for later, that I am only going to make progress by taking things immediately to the place where I would look for them first, then I don't have to plan out this chunk of time. Like if I am going to do things in a way where I have piles because I'm going to finish, well, then my brain goes, oh, well, I look at this space and I think that would take me at least 2 hours, which I'm not good at estimating that time anyway, because I have TPAD, time passage awareness disorder. All right. But I think, well, I can't do this right now because I don't have enough time. I don't have a whole 30 minutes. I don't have a whole day. I don't have time without people in my house and distractions and things that could happen. And so I put off and put off and put off decluttering, where instead, if I know I'm only going to make progress and I'm never going to end up with piles of stuff that I have to finish, then I'm like, oh, well, if I'm doing it that way, then I can literally do 5 minutes. Okay, I can literally say I can start even though I don't know how much time I'm gonna have, because I'm never gonna put myself in a situation where I'm worse off than I was before, okay? All right, so that's the first question. Where would I look for this first? Okay, that's where it goes. And you take it there right now, immediately, okay? So that it's done and it's over. But let's say that you pull something out and you go, okay, googly eyes. If I was looking for googly eyes, where would I look for them first? If I can't answer that question, then I ask decluttering question number 2, which honestly is just a reality check because I couldn't answer question number 1. Because here's the thing, if I can't answer question number 1, then I'm gonna have to be honest with myself. If I needed this item, would it ever occur to me that I already had one? If I needed googly eyes, would it ever occur to me that I already had googly eyes? Because here's the thing, I couldn't answer where would I look for these first. So I need to be honest with myself. And if the reality is that I would not have gone looking for these because it would never have occurred to me that I already had some, then I need to stick it in my donatable donate box, which is its final home, because that box is one that's going to leave my house along with the donations that are in it. So I'm never going to look through that again. So it's its final home is that donation box. Okay. So with these 2 questions, I have been able to work through lots of clutter quickly, immediately. I don't even have to ask that second question if I was able to answer the first one, and things are in its home and I can make lots of progress very quickly because these are not emotional questions. These are not emotion or feeling or thinking through the future, all the possible things that could happen based questions. Okay. So let's talk about the fact that you might need googly eyes at some point in the future. And now, because you've actually worked through this space, you will remember that you did have them and you got rid of them. That's that fear of decluttering regret that you're going to have. Well, my number 1 piece of advice on that is this cute little phrase that I say to my kids all the time and to myself, which is get over it. I mean, I came up with these questions when my house was in real bad shape. I needed to make a change. I had to decide that it was okay for things to leave my house, and maybe someday I'm gonna regret it. But I decided that having a space decluttered and usable between now and this hypothetical time when I might need googly eyes and remember, oh, I had them, oh, I got rid of those. This hypothetical amount of time, whatever amount of time that is, I was gonna place the value on my space being decluttered between now and then. The value being the amount of money that it might cost me to go get more googly eyes, okay? Like, I'm just guessing here, but I'm gonna guess that these are $3 at the most, right? So that $3 is the price I'm willing to pay to have this space be decluttered and usable. Because here's the truth. If I wasn't decluttering this space right now, then I would go out and spend that $3 anyway, because it would never occur to me that I already had googly eyes. That was the point of that second question. It would never cross my mind to even go looking for googly eyes, so I would have bought them, or I would have made do without and just drawn the eyes on. And so that was gonna happen anyway. I was gonna spend that money anyway, and instead I'm gonna have this space be decluttered between now and then. So sometimes I'll ask myself the question, would I pay someone $3 for this space to be decluttered? And if the answer is yeah, then I say, okay, then I'm willing to get rid of this item and risk that I might need to actually go buy a replacement someday, okay? Sometimes it's not $3, or I'm guessing even less, googly eyes. Sometimes we're talking about something that's worth $20 or $50. I ask myself the same question. Would I pay $20? Would I pay $30 for this space to be decluttered right now? The answer is generally, yeah, I would. But also I remember that that's hypothetical, and the chances are really high that I'm never going to need that item again. Also, I remind myself that if this space wasn't decluttered, if I hadn't been going through this space, that second question reminds me that I would have paid that money anyway. And then I would have 2 of this item in my house. And that is the exact opposite of what I was trying to do, okay? I hope that's helpful. Those are my 2 decluttering questions. I go into lots more detail on them, and I use them in all sorts of different situations and examples to help you really grasp it in Decluttering at the Speed of Life, my book that is available in all formats, paperback, digital, audio, on all the different places where you can buy books. So whatever kind of books you like to consume, it's there. Decluttering at the Speed of Life by Dana K. White. Okay. All right. I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.